Hello everyone, welcome to Avery's Apron. My name is Avery, and today I'm going to be sharing this super simple one-pot meal with you guys. This is the unstuffed pepper skillet, okay? So it is basically a deconstructed stuffed bell pepper, okay? We've got some ground turkey, we've got bell pepper, onion, tomato, and a whole bunch of spices that make this so delicious. So we are going to hop right into the recipe. So here are the ingredients we'll be using today. We've got all the bell peppers, okay? Red, orange, yellow, and green. Ground turkey, diced tomatoes, chili seasoning, garlic powder, onion powder, and a little bit of Italian herb seasoning. So we are going to get started right away. I'm using my Dutch oven for this today. I've got it over about medium-high heat, and I'm going in with a little drizzle of avocado oil, okay? And we are going to throw in our ground turkey. So what I showed you in the previous clip was like a 3-pound package of ground turkey, but I did not use the whole 3 pounds, okay? I maybe used somewhere between a pound and a pound and a half, and we are just going to go ahead and brown this. And feel free to use ground beef for this recipe. That would be super delicious in this as well. I just chose to use ground turkey because that is what I prefer. But yeah, feel free to use whatever your heart desires. So now we are just going to go ahead and season our turkey. We're going to go in with the basics for now. So just salt, pepper, garlic powder, onion powder, and Italian seasoning, okay? Quick question. Does anybody remember the debate that was going on? People were going back and forth about whether or not you should season your ground meat while it's still raw. How do you guys feel about that? Let me know in the comments down below. I am a firm believer in seasoning your food at every stage, okay? So yes, I added my seasoning while it was raw, and now that it's cooked, I'm gonna add some more, okay? But before we add some more, I'm gonna go in with my diced onion as well as all of my diced bell pepper. And we are gonna just cook this for a while so that our veggies can start to sweat and cook down. So after just a few minutes of stirring and making sure everything is well combined, I am going to go ahead and season again, okay? So the basics, once again, salt, pepper, garlic and onion powder, Italian seasoning, and I'm also going to go in with a hefty squeeze of tomato paste. Alright, so we are just giving this a good mix to make sure that our tomato paste is evenly distributed. You really want to cook that down a little bit, and after it is mixed well, we are going in with this hot chili packet, okay? So this is essentially like chili powder, cumin, paprika, garlic and onion powder, all of those spices like that. So if you don't want to use the chili packet, you can definitely feel free to use those individual spices in your recipe, okay, if you have them in your pantry. But once that seasoning is combined well, we are going to go in with a can of fire roasted diced tomatoes, and I'm also going to fill up that can 2 times with water and add that to this mixture as well. Also, I'm sure a lot of you might be wondering, Avery, stuffed bell peppers have rice. Where is the rice? To that I say, I decided that I wanted to serve this over a nice buttery, fluffy baked potato. So I did not add the rice, okay? However, you can check the description box below, and I'm going to list the instructions if you'd like to add rice to this to make it a full meal. But this day I just decided not to add the rice because I wanted it with potato, like I said. So you saw me add the water and stir this up, and I allowed it to simmer for about 15 minutes. And now here we are. You can see that broth is nice and rich, and you can tell that the flavors are really starting to develop and deepen, and it is just looking fantastic. So I let it simmer for another 5-10 minutes or so, and now here we are. We've got those beautiful chunks of bell pepper pepper and tomato and onion, and it just looks fabulous. And we are gonna go ahead and plate this up. So to serve this, I just used the potatoes I had on hand. Instead of using a classic russet potato, I had these Yukon Golds that needed to be used up. So I just prepped them like I would a regular baked potato. I cleaned them really well, and then I drizzled them in some avocado oil and sprinkled them with salt, and I roasted them in the oven at 400 degrees for about 45 minutes until they were nice and soft like so. Okay, so we are just gonna go ahead and add some butter, salt, and pepper to this, and then we are gonna start dishing up our unstuffed pepper skillet over the top. You guys truly have to give this recipe a try. It is so good. When I tell you, it's quick, it's easy, it's so satisfying, and the weather is perfect for it now, right? We're going into fall, so it's cool in the evenings, and you just really want something comforting, and this is one of those meals. And it's perfect because it's comforting, but you don't have to slave over the stove for hours to achieve this. Okay, it's super quick and easy, something you can definitely pull together after work. And I just really hope you guys enjoy this recipe the way that I did. Okay, I just topped it off with some sharp cheddar cheese and sour cream, and here is my first bite. No taste test today. I know you're used to my family tasting, but it was just me this night. So here is my first bite, and you guys, this was delicious. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I will catch you all in the next one. Bye.